Welcome back to Unlock, Empower, Transform. I'm Shay Blackman, and it's Thursday, which means we're tackling the tough stuff, the leadership challenges that keep you up at night. Today, the delegation dilemma, you know the one, where you're stuck between I'll just do it myself and watching your best people walk out the door because they're bored out of their minds. Let me paint you a picture. Years ago, I worked with this operations manager, brilliant guy, could analyze data like nobody's business. His team, miserable, turnover rate through the roof. Why? Because he treated delegation like a four-letter word. Every decision, every task, every tiny detail had to go through him. Fast forward 6 months. Half his team gone, including his best performer who told HR, I didn't leave for more money. I left because I felt like a robot, not a professional. Ouch. The real cost of control. Here's what nobody tells you about the delegation dilemma. It's not really about trust, it's about fear. Fear that someone won't do it right. Fear of losing your value. Fear that if you're not needed for everything, maybe you're not needed at all. But let me share what 20 plus years of transforming organizations has taught me. The leaders who cling to control, they're the ones who get left behind. In Chapter 5 of High Value Leadership, I lay out the framework for building and leading high-performance teams. And guess what? It all starts with letting go, strategic letting go. The 3 delegation disasters. Before we get to solutions, let's talk about the 3 most common delegation mistakes I see. Disaster number 1, the drive-by delegation. You know this one. You're rushing to a meeting, you throw a task at someone with 0 context, 0 resources, and 0 follow-up. Then you're shocked when it's not done right. I watched a director do this with budget reports, handed them off to her analyst with just handle it. No access to systems, no historical context, no decision-making authority. The result? A disaster that took 3 times longer to fix than if she'd just done it herself. Disaster number 2, the puppet master. This is delegation in name only. You assign the task, but dictate every single step. Use this font. Send it at exactly 2:47 p.m. CC these 12 people in this specific order. That's not delegation. That's turning someone into your personal typing service. Disaster number 3, the abandonment. The opposite extreme. You hand off a critical project and disappear. No check-ins, no support, no guidance. Then you reappear at the deadline wondering why everything's on fire. I've seen entire product launches fail because leaders confuse delegation with abandonment. The trust framework for strategic delegation. So how do you empower without losing control? In high-value leadership, I introduce strategies that I've refined through transforming everything from union shops to corporate divisions. Here's the trust framework. T, task clarity. Define the outcome, not just the activity. Instead of handle the client presentation, try create a presentation that convinces the client to renew their contract by highlighting our Q3 results. R, resources and authority. If you're giving someone responsibility, give them the tools to succeed. Access to information, budget authority, decision-making power within defined limits. You, understanding, check before they walk away, have them explain the task back to you, not because they're stupid, but because you probably weren't as clear as you thought. S, support structure schedule check-ins, not micromanagement sessions, support sessions. What obstacles are you facing? What do you need from me? T, trust the process. This is the hard one. Let them do it their way. Your way isn't the only way, and frankly, their fresh perspective might improve your process, your 5-minute empowerment audit. All right, time for action. Grab a piece of paper. Yes, now. I'll wait. Write down 3 tasks you regularly do that someone else could handle. Not should handle, could handle with proper support. Now, next to each task, write 1. Why you haven't delegated it yet, be honest. 2. Who could potentially handle it. 3. What they'd need to succeed. Here's the kicker. Pick one of those tasks, just one, and commit to delegating it properly this week using the TRUST framework. Start small. Maybe it's running a routine meeting or handling a regular report. The point isn't the size of the task, it's building your delegation muscle. The advanced game now, what I just shared, that's Delegation 101. In the High Value Leadership Intensive, we go deeper. We explore psychological safety in delegation, how to delegate across cultural differences, and my personal favorite, reverse delegation, where your team brings solutions, not just problems. We also tackle the identity crisis that happens when you successfully delegate. Because when you're no longer the go to person for everything, who are you? Spoiler, you're a leader who multiplies impact instead of limiting it. Making it real. Here's the truth. Your team doesn't need you to have all the answers. They need you to create an environment where they can find their own answers. I learned this the hard way managing that inner city plant. Union environment, skeptical workforce, managers protecting their turf. The breakthrough came when I stopped trying to control everything and started trusting people to own their areas. The result? Ideas started flowing. People who'd been punching clocks for years suddenly cared about outcomes. Why? Because they finally had real ownership, not pretend ownership. If you're sitting there thinking, but Shay, you don't understand my situation, my team, my industry, my challenges are different. You're right, they are different, which is exactly why you need to stop doing everything yourself and tap into the diverse talents around you. Download the Shield Resilience Strategy Guide. Yeah, I know, it's about navigating challenges, but check out page 6, the section on building external support. Those same principles apply to building trust with your team when you're learning to delegate. Drop a comment and tell me, what's one task you're committing to delegate this week? Better yet, share your biggest delegation fear. I read every comment, and your vulnerability might just help another leader who's struggling with the same thing. Remember, leadership isn't about being indispensable, it's about making others capable. The best leaders, they work themselves out of jobs by developing people who can do it better. Next Tuesday, we're talking about future-proofing your leadership, preparing for what's next, because in a world that's changing at lightning speed, the leaders who'll thrive are the ones preparing today for tomorrow's challenges. Until then, keep delegating, keep empowering, and keep transforming. Your team is waiting for you to let them shine. I'm Shay Blackman, and this has been Unlock, Empower, Transform.